You know, I just received an email from a doctor friend of mine on Obama's narcissism, written by an Israeli psychiatrist who's an expert about narcissism, and I want to read it to you. His name is Dr. Vaknin, Sam Vaknin, V-A-K-N-I-N, Israeli psychologist. And he said when he talks about narcissism, the world listens. And he says, here's what Dr. Vaknin says. I must confess I was impressed by Senator Barack Obama from the first time I saw him. At first, I was excited to see a black candidate. He looked youthful, spoke well, appeared to be confident. A wholesome presidential package. I was put off soon, not just because of his shallowness, but also because there was an air of haughtiness in his demeanor that was unsettling. His posture and his body language were louder than his empty words. Obama's speeches are unlike any political speech we have heard in American history. The fact that Obama is a total incognito with zero accomplishment makes this inexplicable infatuation alarming. Obama is not an ordinary man. He is not a genius. In fact, he is quite ignorant on most important subjects. Obama is a narcissist. Dr. Sam Vaknin is the author of The Malignant Self-Love, believes Barack Obama appears to be a narcissist. Now, he then goes on and gets into an area that I touched on, and that is the trauma of his early life. Remember I put Obama on the couch about a month ago, why he's like this? Listen to what the doctor says. Quote, Obama's early life was decidedly chaotic and replete with traumatic and mentally bruising dislocations, says Vaknin. Mixed-race marriages were even less common then. His parents went through a divorce when he was an infant. Obama saw his father only once again before he died in a car accident. And then his mother remarried, and Obama had to relocate to Indonesia, a foreign land with a radically foreign culture, to be raised by his stepfather. At the age of 10, he was whisked off to live with his maternal white grandparents. He saw his mother only intermittently in the following few years, and then she vanished from his life in 1979. She died of cancer in 1995. He says, one must never underestimate the manipulative genius of pathological narcissists. They project such an imposing personality that it overwhelms those around them. Charmed by the charisma of the narcissist, people become like clay in his hands. They cheerfully do his bidding and delight to be at his service. The narcissist shapes the world around himself and reduces others in his own invented image. He creates a cult of personality. His admirers become his codependents. Narcissists have no interest in things that do not help them to reach their personal objective, and on and on. And so if you look at the article, which we're putting up on michaelsavage.com, you will see that narcissists have appeared through history many times before. And he suggests that the senator is either a narcissist or he may have narcissistic personality disorder, NPD. They project a grandiose but false image of themselves. Jim Jones, the charismatic leader of People's Temple, he writes, the man who led over 900 of his followers to cheerfully commit mass suicide, was a narcissist. David Koresh, Charles Manson, Joseph Kony, Shoko Asahara, Stalin, Saddam, Mao, Kim Jong-il, and Adolf Hitler are a few examples of narcissists of our time. All these men had tremendous influence over their fanciers. They promised them the moon, but alas, invariably they brought them to their doom. When you are a victim of a cult of personality, you don't know until it is too late. One determining factor in the development of NPD is childhood abuse. And then he went on to the childhood. I was on to that earlier. They are focused on one thing alone, and that is power. All other issues are meaningless to them, and they do not want to waste their precious time on trivialities. Anything that does not help them is beneath them and do not deserve their attention. So there it is. There it is. A man who lives in luxury, who takes a private jet to vacation in Hawaii, and who has raised nearly $500 million for his campaign, has no interest in the plight of his own brother. Why? Because his brother cannot be used for his ascent to power. A narcissist cares for no one but himself. The election was like no other in the history of America. What can be more dangerous than having a man bereft of conscience, a serial liar, and one who cannot distinguish his fantasies from reality as the leader of the free world? I hate to sound alarmist, he writes, but one is a fool if one is not alarmed. Many politicians are narcissists. They pose no threat to others. They are simply self-serving and selfish. He goes on. Obama evidences symptoms of pathological narcissism, which is different from the run-of-the-mill narcissism of a Richard Nixon or Bill Clinton, for example. To him, reality and fantasy are intertwined. This is a mental health issue, not just a character flaw. Pathological narcissists are dangerous because they look normal and even intelligent. It is this disguise that makes them treacherous. Well, read it yourself. Go ahead. Look at it yourself. Look at it yourself. He makes some predictions. I don't think I'm going to read it to you. He says, it's no wonder that Ahmadinejad, Hugo Chavez, the Castroites, the Hezbollah, the Hamas, the lawyers of the Guantanamo terrorists, and virtually all sworn enemies of America are so thrilled by this man. America is on the verge of destruction. There is no insanity greater than electing a pathological narcissist as president. He wrote this a little bit before the election. Again, Dr. Sam Vaknin is an Israeli psychologist. Take it for what it's worth. Take it or reject it. Your decision, but at least you're going to have an intelligent choice. You do not get that tonight from the speech of the imposter, the great imposter, the great imposter. 1-800-449-8255. We'll put that up for your reading pleasure on michaelsavage.com so you can peruse it and study it for yourself and see what you think.